Have you ever felt silenced? Do you feel like you have genuine concerns, but nobody wants to hear them? Rather than have a rational debate about an important topic, you get shot down, discredited, and pushed to the side? Can you relate to that? If you can, you will learn a great deal from reading Dr. Deborah Garratt's recently released book, Alarmist Gatekeeping, Abortion. Abortion is not going to be the topic of my video today. Instead, we are going to look at alarmist gatekeeping, define what it is, and explore what happens when this method is executed. Alarmist gatekeeping is a compound term combining alarmist recruitment and prospective gatekeeping. According to Garratt, alarmist recruitment, in the context of abortion, recruits you to a general cause of women's rights while convincing you that without your support, desperate women will die. In other words, it takes an extreme position to draw people into their specific cause. This is then combined with prospective gatekeeping, which restricts your access to alternative facts, ensures you don't question that which is presented as truth, and makes very public the consequences for those who do. Prospective gatekeeping has taken a central role in many discussions around social media. Have you ever heard people talk about our self-constructed or algorithm-constructed echo chambers on Facebook or Twitter? That is an application of prospective gatekeeping. Certain things are allowed to be seen, are allowed to be talked about, and if you attempt to deviate from the official narrative, you might get put in Facebook jail or be deplatformed. It should be relatively clear that alarmist gatekeeping can have devastating consequences. One side is allowed to present what Garratt calls dominant discourse, bolstered by evidence from whoever those in power deem to be experts. This discourse, especially if it is alarmist, is an incredibly effective recruiting tool. This alarmist perspective, with credential-laden mouthpieces, is given uncontested access to the hearts and minds of the people because of the gatekeeping that is taking place, shunning alternative views. This is not just the creation of a relatively moderate narrative either. Instead, this is promoting straightforward extremism, allowing the most radical alarmist position to be the only acceptable discourse allowed. Those who try to counteract this narrative are publicly shamed and ridiculed. Of course, no one wants to be subject to that, so people begin to self-censor. Alarmist gatekeeping is therefore hardly needed anymore because the fight's done. The censors are afraid, and the dominant alarmist discourse lives on through a culture of fear and intimidation even stronger than before. Both elements of alarmist gatekeeping are bad, but when they're put together, the results are devastating. This framework is applicable to a variety of issues, not only abortion. In future videos, we might discuss some of those issues together. Alarmist gatekeeping is totalitarian by nature and threatens the marketplace of ideas in a powerful way. We would all do well, like Garratt has done, to name this problem when we see it, and to take active steps to expose the untruth that it presents.